This week on Bobcat Bulletin.
Coming up, I'm going to talk about roadwork construction and how that might affect you.
Plus,
50% of all Floresville High School students are military affiliated. So how can they go from here to here? How can students coming up to university pay for tuition without having to worry about it? I have more information coming up.
wait, what the heck was that?
And a lot of things you love about San Marcos are now enriched in a children's book.
Hi everybody, and welcome to this summer edition of the Bobcat Bulletin. I'm Rose Axelin.
And I'm Tatiana Torres. Rose, you struggled with traffic a bit yesterday getting into campus, didn't you?
I did. Highway driving is the worst.
Tell me about it.
There's construction all around from the highway over to campus. Reporter Avery Olson shows us how bad it is out there.
As we all know, I-35 is home to seemingly never-ending construction, but now the roadwork has made its way into the New Braunfels and San Marcos area. With many people using I-35 as their route for daily commutes, many are experiencing a higher volume of traffic than they're used to, and they're having to adjust their travel times. We are now going to hear from Jimmy Olson, a sales rep for Sherwin-Williams, who spends most of his day in his car commuting along I-35.
I'm a sales representative for the Sherwin-Williams Paint Company, and I drive every day and commute back and forth to San Marcos. Yeah, I would say the construction on 35 has definitely affected my commute for sure. It's something that I have to factor in just about, if not every day, every other day to make sure that I'm getting to appointments on time.
We are now going to hear from Donovan Tubbs on how the traffic on 35 affects him and his car.
I go to Texas State University, so if I gotta get home, I gotta go to I-35. I was driving there and there was so much traffic and there was so much rubble on the ground. And so whenever I was driving, the rubble scared me. And I crashed into the construction zone. The fender came off. I work at the Capitol, and for me to get there is always very hard. It takes about 45 minutes and 2 hours to get back home.
Avery Olson, Bobcat Bulletin.
Traffic would be bad enough if that was the only thing we had to deal with. But there's another big problem. Each year at the end of July, lots of students have to move out of their old apartments a couple weeks before moving into the new one. Some of those students are essentially homeless, including me. With August just around the corner, college students all around San Marcos are being forced out of their apartment, leaving many to wonder, what now? Students are gearing up for a busy week. Shirts, shorts, and shoes are being packed up, dishes are going into boxes, and keys are being turned in. However, with graduation still a week away and new leases beginning August 19th, students are left struggling to find alternative housing arrangements in the meantime. Leases are ending soon, and move-out for nearly all apartments is scheduled for either Wednesday, July 27th or Sunday, July 31st. Some students are working jobs or completing their final semester at Texas State this summer, making the move even more of a hassle. Graduating senior Lily Patino is approaching the end of her final course. She has a week left of school, but only a few days left of her lease.
I'm going to have to stay in an alternate location for about a week. Originally, I was going to couch surf and go to different friends' houses.
Lily and other students, such as senior communication design major Kayla McKee, have even considered costly options like hotels to save the hassle of driving carloads of belongings to and from home cities like San Antonio and Houston.
You can't move in to any of the student living places until like the 19th of August. So there's a good 20 days of nowhere to live, nowhere to put your stuff.
After years of this issue, some apartments now offer early move-in. However, they are few and far between.
It would be so ideal if I can just leave August 7th.
Going forward, students are asking for more cooperation and flexibility from complexes in order to reduce the stress of an already busy time in their lives. For Bobcat Bulletin, I'm Tatiana Torres.
It's still hot here in Texas, but we aren't the only ones. More than 60 million people around the U.S. are under heat alerts Monday. For folks in the Northeast, things are expected to cool off Tuesday thanks to a cold front and some storms. In the Central Plains, though, the temperature is expected to be well into the 90s. The Pacific Northwest could be dealing with it even longer, with temps expected to build to 10 to 20 degrees above normal. And we've been hearing about hot weather in Europe for weeks, but it isn't over yet.
Michael Kaiser actually talked with a couple folks he knows over there. He joins us from the Satellite Center with more. Michael?
Rose, Tatiana, I just saw that the number one cause of weather-related deaths in the United States right now is heat, but at least we have air conditioning. The people I talk to in Europe don't.
Europe is currently experiencing one of the hottest heat waves in modern history, alongside the United States. Temperatures are so high that they are being named and ranked similar to hurricanes. This current heat wave, named Zoe, has caused over 1,000 deaths in the country of Spain between July 10th and the 19th. I spoke with Erin Burton, a Texas State student who just recently returned from Portugal, about her experience in Western Europe during this extreme heat.
Definitely was. Like, I heard about the weather being like low 60s, stuff like that. I thought that I was going to go and like really escape the heat, and it was closer to 80s, 85, stuff like that. So it was definitely starting to get really hot.
Europe isn't the only area dealing with these high temperatures. In the United States, excessive heat is currently ranked as the number one weather-related cause of death. However, unlike the United States, where most households have air conditioning, only about 20% of homes in Europe have air conditioning units. I spoke with Abby Wynn, another Texas State student who is currently living abroad in Ireland, about what her experience has been like being a native Texan living in Europe during this time.
I was born and raised in Texas, so I'm used to the heat, but I've been staying in hostels while I'm in Europe. None of them are equipped for this type of heat because they don't have any form of air conditioning.
5% of households in the UK have air conditioning, it's only 3% in Germany, and it's under 20% for the rest of Europe.
We're hearing that monkeypox is about to be declared a public health emergency by the Department of Health and Human Services. Reporter Jaira Simpson talked with a healthcare worker. She shares what we need to know.
Just this Saturday, the world gained another concern. The World Health Organization declared monkeypox as an emergency outbreak, and we now have seen thousands of cases soar across the U.S. As of today, globally, we now have 17,000 cases. The United States alone has sustained 2,800 cases and are now looking to create vaccines. Since monkeypox has arisen, it has been said that medical officials have confirmed that it is best for citizens to take all precautions during intimacy and public interaction. Expert and Dr. Nicole Simpson, an internal physician in United Healthcare, can tell us a little bit more and has a few ways we can prevent and watch these symptoms as we go through this era.
Wearing a mask or avoiding intimate contact, using protection with sexual activity will prevent your risk of acquiring the infection. The symptoms are fevers and chills, muscle aches, and the rash that everyone obviously is concerned about is something all over the entire body. It can also be genital as well.
The CDC recommends vaccinations for people who have been exposed to monkeypox and people who are at a higher risk of being exposed. If you have any symptoms of monkeypox, please talk to your healthcare provider. Thank you. I'm Jaira Simpson for Bobcat Bulletin.
Bobcat Bulletin will continue in a minute with some other student journalists. Did you know Texas State has some programs for veterans and their families?
I did. We're about to learn even more about what's available.
We'll also hear from some students who are just about done here. How do they feel about what's coming next?
And a Bobcat alum wrote a children's book. You'll feel like you already know this story.
First, they said cigarettes were safe. Now, they say they didn't market e-cigarettes to teens. Fact. More than 1 in 4 high school students are vaping. Same lies, different day. Tell Big Vape to quit lying.
Hi everybody, I'm Avery Olson. Welcome back to Bobcat Bulletin.
And I'm Letty Wools. Just under 7% of Texas State students, about 1 out of 14, are what's called GI Bill students. But how do you qualify for the GI Bill, and what other benefits are available for military-connected students? I am one of the GI Bill students, and here's what I found out.
From high school to college, the transition is not easy, especially when having to worry about how to pay for college. But if you are a student who is affiliated with the military as a child, a spouse, active duty, reserves, or prior military, there are options to help you pay for school. Rose Axland is a student who has previously used some benefits, and here's what she had to say.
Oh yeah, they're very beneficial. And I think that for me, they're beneficial because of, especially during that time, like there was no other way we were going to be able to pay for me to take classes.
According to the Veterans Affairs Office at Texas State, there are about 2,500 students using GI Bill benefits to help pay for their schooling. But the GI Bill isn't the only benefit available. I talked to Melissa Hyatt in the VA office to find out more.
The main educational benefits that can be used here are the federal GI Bill programs and a state program called the Hazelwood Act.
The requirement for each benefit is different. There are 7 different GI Bill qualifications and 3 different qualifications for Hazelwood. If you qualify and want to apply for any benefits for fall 2022, the deadline is soon. Monday, August 1st for priority deadlines, and the last day before summer graduation, Friday, August 5th, for late registration. If you have any questions, you can email the Veterans Affairs Office at veteransaffairs@txstate.edu or call at 512-245-2641. You can also visit their website at www.va.txstate.edu. I'm Letty Wools, Bobcat Bulletin.
While lots of Texas State students are moving out this weekend, some are about to move in. Texas State has a couple dozen housing options if you want to live on campus, and you'll find resident assistants living and working in most of them. The RAs move in this weekend, starting Friday. They'll spend a couple weeks settling in and training before students come back to campus. Then they'll work to help students have a good experience in the residence halls and at Texas State. Hey Letty, do you graduate soon?
Not till spring.
Well, I only have 2 weeks left.
Reporter Brian Johnson talked with some students about to walk the stage to see how they feel about what comes next.
As summer classes wrap up for the semester here at Texas State, many students are getting prepared to earn their degree in the summer 2022 commencement ceremony, which will take place on Saturday, August 6th at the times of 10 a.m., 2 p.m., and 6 p.m. While many upcoming graduates are excited for the next stages in their lives, many worry about their future after college. For many students, school has been the only commitment and priority they've ever had. Having to plan a long-time career after college can be nerve-wracking. So how are the students dealing with the pressure?
Yeah, so the job search for after college graduating has been a little bit difficult in terms of, because of COVID, a lot of people are moving, a lot of people are starting new jobs, a lot of movement. But I decided to go the corporate route, stay at Home Depot and grow and get a job from there. But I would definitely say it's been a little bit challenging.
The class of 2020 saw only 50% of college graduates had full-time traditional jobs 6 months after graduation. The lack of college graduates getting jobs in their degree field was blamed on the behalf of the COVID-19 pandemic. However, the trend of college students reporting to 9-to-5 jobs has been slowly decreasing since the start of the technological revolution we began to see in the mid-2000s due to quality access of remote work and other online entrepreneurship ideas. What will this next graduate class do to impact this trend? With Bobcat Bulletin, this is Brian Johnson.
Comedian, author, and our very own Texas State alum, Kelly Stone, wrote a children's book that captures the heart of San Marcos. Good Night, San Marcos was published in May and is written in a similar style to the classic story, Good Night, Moon. The children's book is filled with the unique San Marcos culture that we all love, from the river and the train to mermaids and tacos. It's not in stores just yet, but you can buy a hardcover copy for $18.95 on Amazon. Last week, we told you about some new spots coming to the square.
But you may be missing some other hidden gems.
I got my drink on Tiki Tuesday. Where's yours?
A classic San Marcos tradition with a nighttime twist. This version is lit.
Whoa, did you see that? We'll tell you what it was in a minute.
What do you think you're doing, Kevin?
Was just gonna drive home.
There are several warning signs present that you shouldn't be driving.
Like hearing voices?
Like your text-to-emoji ratio?
Oh man, the selfies. Selfie, nailed it.
We all have warning signs that let us know that we're probably not okay to drive. Mine is pretending to be your subconscious.
Craig, come on man, let's split a ride home.
That is crazy. Hundreds of people from Mississippi to Texas reported seeing this Sunday night. It's a meteor streaking across the night sky. If you missed it, I did. It's because it was at about 3:30 in the morning.
It appeared east of San Antonio and disappeared close to Austin, but it was so high and bright, people could see it all over the Southwest.
Welcome back to Bobcat Bulletin.
We've had a couple of updates recently about the Mark and Jack's Burgers in the square. but you might want to check out the other side of campus.
Reporter Lily Patino has your reservation at some hidden gems in San Marcos.
For the latest hot spots and hidden gems in San Marcos, take a quick drive down North LBJ to Lanikai Lounge and Don's Japanese Kitchen. Tired of your standard vodka cran and wanting to feel like you're in Hawaii? Try out the local Tiki Room, open Tuesday through Sunday. They have a variety of tropical drinks, but be careful. They're stronger than most drinks found at the Square. We've caught up with Gabriel Sims, the owner of Kalani Lounge and Tiki Room.
Well, Tiki Bar is it's a lounge, so it's kind of a fun setting. People come with their friends, relax, have some really different cocktails that you normally get at a bar in San Marcos. Our drinks have a lot of different flavors, fresh juices, fresh syrups, that kind of thing, really good rum cocktails. Kind of a good place people come to hang out, talk. We have great music, great atmosphere, as you can see.
Also, don't forget to stay hydrated during happy hour from 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. and drink responsibly. If you're a fan of affordable, fresh, Japanese-style food where everyone is treated like family, Don's Japanese Kitchen is the place to go. We caught up with the owner and chef, Edward Sumner, at Don's Japanese Kitchen.
We opened this location 2019. Working in the culinary field, knowing that there are so many really awesome mom and pop shops and really cool chefs around the Austin area, I wanted to open a food truck that was more accessible and something honest around campus, and so we started as a food truck. So if there's anything wrong or any issues, please don't be shy. Just come talk to us and we're gonna fix it 100%. And yeah, come and see us.
For Bobcat Bulletin, I'm Lily Patino.
Letty, do you ever go kayak or paddleboard on the river?
You know, I do, but I've never done what we're about to show you, nightly glow boating on the river.
Paddle San Marcos is lighting up the night with their recent addition of glow paddleboards. The family-owned business allows river enthusiasts to take a tour of the San Marcos River in their LED crystal kayaks. Because of the kayak's glass bottom, patrons are able to see fish and river wildlife. The Glow River tours are available year-round, but are available twice every night in the summer. Paddle San Marcos staff says the spots fill up quickly with enthusiasts coming from far and wide for the unique experience. Paddle San Marcos stations themselves right across from the San Marcos Lions Club tube rental, and reservations may be made at paddlesmtx.com. With Bobcat Bulletin, I'm Isaiah Gatlin.
That's all we have for you this week, and this is our final summer edition of Bobcat Bulletin.
We're glad you could join us. Congrats to all the graduates out there, and stay cool.